Welcome to the Daily Past. Today, we're talking about something that's been ignored for far too long: terrorism. Yeah, I said it, terrorism. Not freedom fighting, not resistance, just pure, unfiltered violence. We hear too many people, especially in political circles, playing this dangerous game, calling some terrorism good and some terrorism bad. It's a dangerous game, and it's killing us. Let me make one thing crystal clear: terrorism is terrorism. There's no gray area, no political justification, no acceptable kind. Terrorism is a threat to humanity, period. And here's the problem: countries are still backing these groups. They think they can control them, use them, play their games. But every single time, it backfires. And guess who ends up paying the price? We do. You do. Everyone does. Today, we're going to talk about a few examples of how this plays out. We'll talk about Pakistan, Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, and how these decisions are coming back to haunt us. We'll also get into why there's no such thing as good terrorism, no matter how much some countries want to pretend otherwise. Let's start with Al-Qaeda. Remember those guys? Yeah, the ones who blew up the World Trade Center on 9/11. But here's the kicker: back in the 1980s, the US supported them. I'm not making this up. The US backed the Afghan Mujahideen against the Soviet Union during the Cold War. And who was one of the key figures in that group? Osama bin Laden. You heard that right. Bin Laden was a freedom fighter once, funded by the West to fight the Soviets. But guess what? Once the Soviets were gone and the US pulled out, bin Laden turned against them. He took all the weapons, the training, and the resources he got from the West and turned it into Al-Qaeda, the very group that would target the US on 9/11. So yeah, the West created this monster. And how did that work out? Not well. Next up, the Taliban. Back in the 1980s, the US was giving aid to the rebels fighting the Soviet Union, and some of those rebels would eventually form the Taliban. These guys weren't the problem in the 1980s, right? But after the Soviet withdrawal and the US pulling out of Afghanistan, the Taliban came to power in the 1990s. And guess who they gave safe haven to? Yep, Osama bin Laden. By the time 9/11 rolled around, the Taliban were sheltering Al-Qaeda and its leader. So once again, the US had to invade Afghanistan to get rid of the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. You know, the same people the US had once supported against the Soviets. Do you see the pattern? These so-called freedom fighters turn into full-blown terrorists once the situation changes. And the US and its allies end up fighting the very groups they helped create. And that's the problem. You can't control terrorism. You can't just pick your side and think you'll get away with it. Now let's talk about Pakistan, because this is where things really get ugly. Pakistan has been supporting various terrorist groups for decades, and guess what? They've largely gotten away with it. Take the Taliban again. Pakistan's intelligence agency, ISI, has been accused of supporting the Taliban for years. Why? Because the Taliban helped Pakistan maintain influence in Afghanistan, especially against India. Pakistan has also been accused of supporting Lashkar-e-Taiba, LET, and Jaish-e-Mohammed, GM, both of which have been linked to multiple attacks on India. And what's the world done? Mostly nothing. Oh sure, some pressure, some diplomatic talks, some sanctions that go nowhere. But nothing substantial. And why? Because Pakistan is playing both sides, supporting terrorism while pretending to be an ally in the fight against terrorism. They get to take US aid while harboring these groups. And at the same time, they conveniently ignore the attacks launched from their own soil. And here's the thing: Pakistan is still doing it. These groups are still operating, still plotting, and the West hasn't done a damn thing to hold Pakistan accountable. The world is too scared to take real action because Pakistan is sitting on top of nuclear weapons. But if Pakistan doesn't change its behavior, we're going to pay a heavy price. Alright, let's get to Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, HTS, the so-called moderate rebels in Syria. Here's the truth that no one seems to want to say. HTS is a terrorist organization. At one point, HTS was known as Jabhat al-Nusra, and it was an offshoot of Al-Qaeda. During the Syrian civil war, the West is backing them, thinking they are fighting against the Assad regime and his Russian allies. But let's not kid ourselves. HTS is no different than Al-Qaeda. Here's where it gets even worse. The West knows they're a terrorist group, but they're still supporting them because they're trying to weaken Assad. But do you think this is going to end well? Do you think this is some kind of strategic partnership that will just fade away when the war is over? Think again. HTS has grown stronger. They control vast parts of northern Syria. And they're not fighting for freedom. They're fighting to impose their extreme version of Islam. The leader of HTS, Abu Muhammad al-Jolani, is still very much in charge. He has a $10 million bounty on his head, but somehow, he's still operating, still leading a group with ties to Al-Qaeda. And the West? They're still talking to them. They're still playing their game. Do you think this won't blow up in their faces? You really believe HTS won't turn on the West in the future? Hell, they might be using the West's support today as leverage for a future attack. It's the same cycle, supporting these groups in the name of politics, and then watching as they turn into monsters. You can't keep pretending that some terrorism is okay. You can't keep picking which groups you'll use today and then condemn them tomorrow. Terrorism is terrorism. Whether it's Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, HTS, or Pakistan's terrorist proxies, it's all violence. It's all evil. And here's the thing. When you support terrorism, no matter the group or the cause, you create more problems for yourself. You think you can control them? You can't. They'll always turn on you. They'll always bite the hand that feeds them. And then you'll have to clean up the mess. So let me ask you, the viewers. Do you think the world is finally ready to admit that there's no such thing as good terrorism? That terrorism is a threat to everyone and we can't keep playing this game of who's the good terrorist and who's the bad one? What do you think about Pakistan's role in all this? Should the world stop turning a blind eye to their support for terror groups? And should the West stop propping up groups like HTS, knowing full well they're terrorists? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let's have a real conversation about this. Thanks for watching the Daily Past. If you're tired of the games the world's playing with terrorism, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video. Let's get the word out. Terrorism is terrorism. No exceptions. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep watching the Daily Past.